So today we are um, formally, I guess, declare war on Bashu. As you can see, the map is sort of um, separated in between Jingzhou and Hanzhong. And our alliance in Xiliang just broke away our friendly terms. So that also means that they might attack us here at Fengyi and push us away from Anting. And while Bashu is having a kind of a significant attack right now, we need to breach basically all the towers through the middle part here. And as you can see, they are reinforcing some of their troops. So this is an idea that I would like to share. So we basically break into several teams, and these several teams has own um, different responsibility between PvP and defender. So as soon as they take the ground, the defender will go in, build structure, and hold position, so that enemy cannot counterattack. And if our PvPers need to replenish their troops, they can go back, replenish, and then they will charge again. So we are moving in, build, set up defense, in again, set up defense, in again, set up defense, and until we push them all the way back to the objective. So this is kind of the goal that we want to achieve today. So it looks like each team is doing their key task force. So if I kind of put ranking here, not ranking, sorry, country members group. So we have basically Zeta team as a lead for Siege, as well as WGTX as the lead for Siege. So they are the one who's gonna wipe out enemy base. Data will be the one who will support with Siege machine, taking off the Archer tower and stacks. Um, and then obviously my team Meta, Beta, and Aksa will kind of set up garrison and hopefully defend the slot that they have taken, so that they can't actually counterattack us. Um Still hoping my siege engine is coming. So there's another trick that most of us are not aware. If you don't have a tent built, you can actually go to the castle that we capture, and you click on move, this button, and then you can move forces here. As you can see, if you move, the march time is about 6.23 minutes from the distance, and then from here you can see Lantian, and then you can go towards this zone here. So from there, you can actually march back to, if you have a tent here, you can then move again from that particular building. So it's almost like a shortcut to save movement times for those who are not aware. So you can see enemy has started to garrison and stack. Because the maximum stack you can have is 10. So as you can see, how do you actually read those stacks? First is garrison number, means 8 garrison in the arrow towers. Those with garrison numbers, those are garrison features. But those garrison exclude those that are in the stacks. So possibly there are basically more troops here. You can actually link down here and you can see the enemies. So we did a scout basically just to identify how many enemies is inside. So apparently there's a 29k strong enemies on that line. So if we can break through this garrison, I think there's a good chance we can overrun them here. So let's take a look at reports. So it's always good to look at reports on those where you can see um, who are the ones that have in arrow towers. Pretty decent team, as you can see. This is also to identify which location your teammates are attacking and where are the stronghold that they are fighting on. Okay. So most of them are retreating. In fact, so currently 13 stacks. Here, including garrison, I think they are retreating. Never mind. So as you can see, sometimes we need to also look at stacks. HP, this is a level 2 stack. Level 1 is 200. Level 2 is 400. 400 HP. So usually if you siege, just make sure that if there's no garrison here, you can actually use siege that has siege damage more than 200, which means 2 siege machines should have taken down this easily, 400 points. But of course, you need to deal with the garrison's army from here. While tanks usually have 250, archer obviously strong. This is much stronger. 300 for level 2, I believe this is level 2. And level 1 is 150 to take them down. So sometimes it's important because sometimes you will capture, if you are attacking, you might capture the land. For example, Foodie capture the land here. So if my advice to the guild, if he can't build anything, he should release the land and let the defender build the position, and then he can move on to capture the rest. It's always good to leave some territory available before siege, so that you can sort of like guarantee kind of your position here. So for my team, we are defender. We have designated these 1, 2, 3 points as a defender holding position. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send my main team to garrison here, and then I'll do another one here once this is taken down. So roughly, um, yeah. So for those who are not familiar, stacks actually prevents stampede. So there's a strategy of stampede, right? So if you were to spend 15 stamina to attack here, it means that your team will stop here and you spend 15 stamina on attack. So, but if you decide to move your first team here, then that is a different story. So imagine there's no stacks in between. You move your first team directly here. So imagine these are all without arrow towers, without stacks, and you move your main team here. Your main team will basically crush all the armies up to here, and you only spend 15 stamina. So that's Stampede strategy. If you have a really strong team, you can even march up to most inner part. So whichever your team pass through, it will basically PvP all across. Unless they meet a strong opponent, of course, then you will lose. But if your team is really strong, you basically step over everyone and hit your destination, and by causing all the damage, but just basically cause you 15 stamina. So that's the most effective way. So hence it's also important to build stacks to prevent enemy for doing so as well. So this is one of the key strategy that we're looking at. So garrison has went down from earlier on we saw 4 stack. Now it has vastly reduced. Eventually, most of them are gone. Wow, our prime minister has actually gone in for the kill. So Archer Arrow Tower basically, yeah, it's because there's no stats here, right? So he can actually stampede here all the way in, uh, and move in because this land is clear. And I repeat, it's important to zoom in because sometimes there are too many troops you can't see exactly clearly, and this is how you manage your strategic planning on each of the location. So I'm gonna garrison my Lubu here today. Okay, so I will talk till here today and hope you enjoy and hope we are successful in this siege. Thank you.